Happy Wednesday, Doug Gottlieb.
Happy Wednesday to you guys.
All right, so not everybody that's listening to this radio station right now across the state of Wisconsin watched your press conference from yesterday. So take us through how the weekend went for you before we kind of move on to what's happening tonight in the Horizon League and this coming weekend. Your Friday night was unlike any other Friday night you've probably ever had before.
As a college basketball coach, yeah, where I'm watching my team play. It's like that. It's almost like the vision people have of being dead, right? Where like life goes on sort of without you. Like wait. They need me. Like no, they really.
They can't hear you, Doug. They can't hear you.
Right? Josh totally. That one, Josh totally got. That's it.
Yeah, I get. I find one once in a while.
I'm sitting in my hotel room, and it's. Here's the other thing about that trip. I really like it because this second year in a row we've done it. Just stay in the same hotel for like 5 days, which is not what college basketball usually. Except we went to the Virgin Islands, it was like that. But usually one night, 2 nights, whatever, and then you're almost like fish. Like third night, you got to get out. So when you're somewhere like 5 nights, like the cleaning lady's name, Betty at the front desk. She winks at you. She's like, he's good for it with the snacks late at night. Anyway, I'm sure somebody had to, I'm like any other fan idiot where I'm yelling at the phone and pacing back and forth at the end of the game. And I do my thing when CJ takes free throws. I was doing the exact same thing I do on the sideline when CJ's shooting free throws. And again, I'm not superstitious, but I'm very stitious. It's a thing that I do. So yeah, that's what I was doing. It's a weird feeling to be when you're the head coach.
Yeah. And then Saturday, or Sunday rather, right? Then the next game, you're back.
Yeah, and I completely blew it. I just completely. You're like, oh God, Rob,
back to the hotel room.
Welcome back.
Well, listen, if you thought that was bad, a lot of people were mad at you before the games were even decided, because the last time we talked to you, Doug, you said, hey, before we go, so is this it? Is the Wisconsin winter over? This is it, right? It's beautiful out. It's 60 degrees. And both Trevor and I said, no, Doug. No, it's not. And later that night, the weather reports were, you ready for more snow on the horizon? Literally, you didn't get 24 hours out of saying that.
It was that, what's that thing from SpongeBob people use, right? A few moments
later.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, it was, Mother Nature was angry this morning out the lake. Let me just tell you, it was, it's a little chilly here over by the bay. Definitely chilly.
So what happened on Sunday, man? Why such a great win against Oakland? And then, Detroit Mercy's in second. Don't get me wrong. You don't shake a stick at them. Easy. What are you laughing at? I just said, what happened on Sunday? I'm a fan.
They have it was senior night. They have a senior, Orlando Lovejoy's back from last year. Really talented point guard. And, we couldn't contain him. Couldn't keep him off the free throw line. And then at our end, felt like we got some really good looks. I thought Marcus took a fadeaway with 45 seconds to go that I didn't love. I liked him posting, but he got back to playing away from contact instead of in contact, and felt like he could have drawn a foul or kicked it. We had plenty of time and space. Did get a stop just now and got a layup after a timeout. I did call my timeouts this time, and
I wasn't going to say
no, look, we ran a play that we've practiced, which is like one of the things. Again, you have to. It's just like anything else. You legit have to only grade yourself on process, And I do think, man, could I have taken a timeout on the previous possession? Probably could have. But we were also playing. I wanted to play 2 for 1. And we were down 1 at the time, and we had time to call a play, ran a play because they were at the free throw line a lot. And and again, so when I grade out my process, it's like, okay, it's one thing to call a timeout and run a play. The only thing I screwed up is that play requires a cross-court pass is the first option.
Okay.
And we almost always have Vuk throw it in because he's 6'9", and I had CJ throw it in. And CJ's got long arms, like he could easily make the pass. But I asked him before, like the play, like, "Hey, you comfortable making the pass?" He's like, "Not really." And I was like, "Yeah, but I have to have you in the game." And based upon how the play works, it's a play called winner. It's Brad Stevens' play. You throw it over the defense and you bring back a shooter because it takes away, because you're always taught ball you man defensively, so it takes that and flips it. But the second option, the kind of escape option, is Justin to the strong side corner, hit it, cut through, and then he drives right off your back, which worked out perfectly. Justin just missed it. Anyway, the point is that I'm just trying to get better for my team, for the university, and for myself as a coach. And I do think like our processes, what we were doing. I had one, the last layup, I probably should have had Ramel in the game, but what I had done was I had taken him out of the game because we had the ball on offense. And I thought if we ran something, we scored, I was going to call a timeout, get our defensive lineup in. And again, that's why I pocketed 2 timeouts late. So you're just trying to grade yourself, judge yourself on, did my process make sense? Did I put my kids in the best position I could have to win? And I would say there's a couple of, like, there's a defensive adjustment I think we should have made. There was a sub or two that I should have relied upon defense. Probably should have played LeBron Thomas more because he's a very good on-ball defender for guards, and CJ was not having a great night. And should have looked at a small lineup there. But that's the parts that I need to improve upon. And otherwise, I can't control whether they make or miss layups, but that's what we did, made or miss layups.
Doug, one of my favorite things about being able to talk to you every week is that you worked in both areas of the sports media world and now the coaching world in athletics. The Milwaukee Bucks have been a very frustrating go as of late because I can't decide if they're tanking or not. And tanking is like a huge concern and topic in the NBA that I'm sure, you're aware of those conversations. But it was, at one point, it was, all right, the Bucks are going to tank and try to get a really good draft pick to put someone with Giannis or have them be the new face of the franchise if they trade Giannis, to, all right, now the Bucks aren't tanking, I guess. What are your thoughts overall on tanking in the NBA and where this Bucks team is of, if they're tanking, they're not committing to it?
Well, the sad thing about tanking is it works, right? I mean, it just does. And I mean, you look at all of these teams, the Spurs bottomed out for a couple years, right? And I mean, the Houston Astros in baseball, they tanked in, I think, 2013, right? They were just horrendous for like 2 years there. And then all of a sudden, look at what it looks like the run is over, but look at where they went to. And like we could go through sport by sport. It does work. It's just the NBA, it's more egregious. I don't know. I do think that there's got to be some sort of plan in place for where they're like, are we trying to win? Are we not trying to win? I mean, the tanking stuff is basically all you can do is take out your stars. But you're not telling your other guys not to win. And sometimes those guys can be really competitive and they can just win. And the other thing is, like, what do you do when both teams are tanking? It's like our guys stink a little bit better than your guys stink. I think the depressing part was I never got in the NBA even when they were trying to lose games, right? Like I couldn't shoot. So like, hey, why didn't somebody put me in? Give me my dream. My one dream was I just want to play one day in the NBA. That's really, really all I was kind of into. And, bring me in, like, hey, we're trying to lose. Play that kid.
10-day contract to take. I'm your guy. Come on.
Right?
Hit me up.
Right.
On.
I mean, we don't have to do purposeful tanking. It's just, if I'm that bad, that's what'll happen.
Doug Gottlieb on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Goody and the Packers brass are down in Indianapolis for the combine. Doug, I have an idea.
Okay.
What if the transfer portal had a combine? What if all of the college coaches were able to look at the transfer portal all at once? Now, I understand there's a lot of kids that are getting paid out of the transfer portal.
They do have those. They had one. I don't know if it was legal. They did have one in San Diego. last year. Earl Watson put one on last year. They have JUCO combines later in the year, like here late spring, because JUCO guys, the top ones get gobbled up, and the rest of the ones just wait for a spot. But it's a great idea. The problem is that, you know, somebody has gotten to enough of these kids that and frankly, coaches will sign guys without them working out, whatever, but where there's some sort of fear of injury, which, I mean, this isn't the NFL. It's not that type of sport. But, Trevor, I don't know if you know this, but when we have guys visit, we don't pull an offer, but we don't really pursue if you don't want to work out here. And there was several, I think, quality players that would have helped us, but I mean, it's a basketball players play basketball at Green Bay. And, if you're here to like just come in town to check everything out and get the tour and try and negotiate, like that's not what we're about.
Not for you.
So we work them out. We have our own little combine here.
Nice.
Doug, we talked on Monday on the show about UW River Falls head football coach Matt Walker leaving UW River Falls to go to Drake after winning the championship. And there were a few people, and it's looking at the turnaround that you've had with the UWGB program, that have said, oh boy, are the Phoenix worried at all about losing Doug Gottlieb? Have you heard any of those rumblings from the faithful in the Phoenix? And if so,
no,
how
that's
do
like
you
the nicest. That's like the
aside?
nicest thing anybody could ever say. Like somebody else might want me, right? Because I don't think most people wanted me here last year based on how we were playing. So, no, I mean, look, there's a very real part of this business where you make a decision at some point in time, how long you're going to stay and if the right call comes. But I mean, we're not anywhere near that conversation from my perspective. I don't see it as being realistic anyway. And my thing is, we're trying to build a sustainable winner, and it's also very hard to tell the kids we want to have the highest retention rate in the league if the coach is looking to bounce to somewhere else. So that's not to say never, but there's not a power 4 or 5 that's going to hire me. I have a hefty buyout. But if people want to get me more money, that would be great. I mean, you want me to play the game and go like, yeah, I really think about X, Y, and Z job. That'd be cool. But no, I mean, I don't think we're there yet in this conversation, to be honest, Josh.
Well, it's your fault anyway, because you guys are playing really well this year. I mean, 5th place, there's 3 teams ahead of you, tied for 2nd, and then Wright State at the top.
Well, last year they were tanking. That's why UWGB was tanking.
We did. That's what we were doing.
It was just a tank. It was just a
got
tank.
Us. You got us. Yep. That's what we did. Anthony Roy was not. He didn't really break his ankle against Santa Barbara. That didn't happen.
No.
And, Marcus didn't get hurt when we were beating Providence at Providence, and he didn't hurt his knee against Cleveland State. And Jonathan didn't get strep throat.
Nope.
He really practiced all year. We weren't on APR probation last year. And
nope.
Anyway,
none of that.
Rudy didn't get a concussion twice or tears oblique. All of those things were complete crap because we were tanking. So we got the number 1 pick in the portal draft. So we did.
Did you? Who'd you pick?
Justin Allen.
Hey.
Everybody and their mother in the Horizon League.
Sheldon Williams Dryden, who was here for 2 practices.
Yeah.
Nice out.
Told a windy and then left.
How much you watching basketball tonight? Everybody in the Horizon League plays but you.
We're having them back here to watch the Milwaukee Youngstown game, and we do extra shooting. And the women are playing at everybody should come for the women playing at 6:00. So watch the women come in, watch games, and then guys will periodically filter out into the Dick Bennett gym, the practice gym, and get shots up as well. So trying to make kind of a night of it. But I watched a lot of ball last night. Damn, I was on like game 6, and I was like, oh, I watched a lot. And then all day. Now we're just looking at prepping for this game, prepping for other games, obviously recruiting as well. And I watched a healthy amount of. I thought I watched a lot of basketball before. I was like, man, I watched a lot of basketball today. So
nice.
I get paid for this. I get paid for this. And Josh is apparently going to get me some more money because he thinks I'm some hot commodity.
Hey, people are talking, Doug.
They're talking.
People are talking. They're saying now what happens if UWGB, they go on a run, they make the tournament, they win a game in the tournament on the national stage? Doug's phone's going to ring. What's he going to do? What's going to be his decision?
I don't know. If we get to there, I'll pop on with you guys. We'll have an honest discussion about it.
And we'll probably be popping bottles. We'll be celebrating a hell of a run.
These are good. These are good problems to have, right?
Yeah, maybe for you, not for us.
No, they're good problems.
Us getting the NCAA tournament's not good for everybody.
No, I meant no. Don't flip that. I'm saying losing you. Like
we got.
Why you guys literally just completely made up some like losing you in some imaginary ceremony and like
we did not. This wasn't us.
Josh just said, okay, what if we're in the NCAA tournament? We're in the NCAA tournament. Like it's the best. I was just talking to my son Hayes. I said, hey, is he going to come to when we go to Indy? He's like, yeah. He's like, what happens if you win in Indy? I go, we go to the NCAA tournament. It's like, for real? I was like, yeah, you do know, like that's. Like,
that's how this works.
And I said, and they first couple rounds are in Oklahoma City. Like that'd be cool.
That would
so
be
we'd
cool.
be in Dayton first, but after that, Oklahoma City. That'd be the goal.
So to do that first, you got a big game, last game of the season, and as Trevor mentioned, the 3 teams that are ahead of you in the standings play today. 2 of them face each other. So as much as I'd love it, there's no scenario where all 3 lose. That can't happen.
Well, if Fort Wayne loses tonight to Wright State, then we automatically get the home game Tuesday. And then in terms of standings, yeah, I mean we gotta wait. But none of it matters. You just got to go win a game Saturday against a Youngstown team that just they basically play basketball math, where they shoot the highest volume of threes in the league, and they allow the fewest number of threes taken. So you have to make the kind of cognitive decision. Don't get me wrong, you're not turning down layups, but we do need to kick out more and get up a little bit higher volume of threes, but also have to win the possession battle. You got it, because if they're going to take a higher volume of threes, that means they can shoot a lower percentage from the field overall and still beat you. So you got to get to the free throw line, you got to win the rebound battle, and you got to try not lose the math battle with turnovers and extra possessions.
Trevor was mentioning that the tickets are already flying for that game, but pack the house.
Yeah, pause on that. Hold on. You want to stay around for one more segment?
Sure. I mean,
let's go to break. Let's take a quick break, and then I want to talk more about those tickets. Plus, give big Green Bay today at noon, and you've got some tricks up your sleeve on Saturday for Rudy. I'm going to press you on that, too. You mentioned maybe Dougie G will join us out at the Johnsonville Tailgate Village tomorrow morning. What the heck? Give me
brats. Are they going to be brats?
So,
do I get
Josh, unmute Doug. Thanks. We had to mute you during the break.
Do I get brats?
Sure.
How are you loading up that brat?
Me? I honestly, I'm lame. I like to taste the brat. I don't love a lot of other stuff on it. I'll eat it plain, or I'll eat it with a little mustard, and that's it. You want to put some kraut on it, fine. Once a year, you do I did the sauerkraut thing. But if it's a really good brat, I want to taste the brat. And honestly, got to have some very soft, tender bread. You know what the best ones are? Those King's Hawaiian. Oh man, I'm like in a food coma just thinking about it.
Yeah,
actually, somebody. Oh man, I gotta give a shout out, but I'm not at my house. So somebody sent me a bunch of brats, and I randomly made one for lunch the other day in the air fryer. They're like, here, coach, welcome to Wisconsin. They sent me some brats, and I had them in the freezer. It was like 2 weeks ago from Sheboygan. Anyway. Thank you, everyone.
Sheboygan. Nice.
All
right, Josh, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but I
kind
of meant to cut you off there.
No, all good. I was just talking about before the break about obviously a big game at the Crest on this weekend. And Trevor was saying earlier in the show that from what he heard, tickets are already moving, which is great. But there's a reason. There's a lot to celebrate and a lot on the line. This weekend.
So we win, we guarantee ourselves a home game. Also, even if we have a home game at that point, you get a chance to finish, probably tied for second or third, which is really, remarkable. not just considering where we were picked and what we did last year, but stumbled out of the gate with the Robert Morris game. We felt like we kind of gave away. Turns out Robert Morris, who we beat at their place, is pretty good. They're in second place right now. So, but more than anything, I think Preston Rudinger especially deserves an unbelievable send off. Here's a kid who, born and raised, loves it. I think Lord's High School, where he played, is bringing their team, their marching band, their everything or whatever. He's just a stud kid, and he's the kind of player and person, and that I think you want in your community to say, hey, he reps us, right? Like, dude's the best practice player on the team. He's the unquestioned leader. He works incredibly hard. He plays through injuries. Like, you can jump on him, and as a coach, and he takes it. He can kind of ear whisper to you on what guys need confidence, what guys are doing well, kind of being your eyes and ears in the locker room. He's everything. And it's a Saturday at 1:00. Drop your stuff and come and see. It'll be a really good college basketball game. Youngstown State's a really talented team, and I think they play a fun style. They shoot a lot more threes than we shoot, and I think sometimes that's worked against them, but oftentimes recently it's worked for them. But yeah, he's a kid worth representing Green Bay. If I can have 5 of those guys out there at all times, people be proud. And that's really the big thing in college athletics. Do people want us to win? Yeah, hell yeah. But they also want the type of people that Preston Rudinger is, representing their school and representing their, Northeast Wisconsin.
You said in your press conference yesterday that you would not be able to do your job without Preston Rudinger.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because again, he just kind of because of his experience and because of his effort. You can't replicate what real college basketball looks like to guys that haven't done it. It's a different level of speed, quickness, intensity, physicality. And you have to try and translate that in every drill you have. And they don't get it. You can't do it unless you have an example set. And he sets the example in everything he does. He competes in everything he does. So there's that part. And then he was just he's always been a stabilizing force. He gets the recruiting aspect of, hey, he's got to welcome guys in. He understands how he has to lead, and I never forget, Ben Tweedy got off the plane from Australia last year, and the next day he's wearing a Jordan Love jersey. And I was like, where'd you get the jersey? He's like, oh, Rudy bought it for me. And I'm like, this is a guy Ben Tweedy, who's competing for minutes with Rudy, right? And he doesn't care. He just wants a team. That's just what he gets. And that's all I want to build. I just think that are you going to win every game? No, but you're going to win more than you should if you have a connected group. And that's the type of glue that he is. Everything sticks to him. So 21 losses in a row. People asked all the time, how'd you get him to play hard and compete at the end of the season when you were that bad and that young? And the answer is, I do think that some of my messaging and how I don't treat them poorly, but I do know how to motivate them and to build them as a team. But I think a gigantic part of it is I have Preston Rudinger and nobody else did.
Yeah, well said. So talking on him, though, not to steal some of Trevor's thunder, but are you willing to share a little bit of the teases of things that you're putting together
we
in the celebration?
We got a cool video presentation. We're out to some celebs. Did have an unfortunate cancellation yesterday due to it. I gotta go see Mike, but we'll get I'm not selling that person out. That wouldn't be right.
Well, stuff happens. I didn't. It just that would have been neat to know who was coming.
No.
What about if we just guess and then you blink twice?
No. God.
Oh, that's
if I wanted Inquisition, I'd get remarried, okay? I don't know what
Hey.
Dr. Love, Doug Gottlieb back in the chair.
Oh God, I love you so
Oh
much,
man.
Okay. All right. So Saturday, 1:00. Tickets are moving. So I mean, if you guys got to be there for this. It's the last scheduled home game, but you mentioned it, and that maybe this is how we can end it, Doug. There's a chance that you may or may not host a Horizon League tournament.
We're going to host a Horizon League game because by hook or by crook, we're going to win. We're going to win this game. Like this is we're not allowing the idea of losing into your mindset.
Okay, got it. So when you do, it'll be Tuesday night at 6. Is that fair?
I don't know if it's 6 or 7. Show up. You can show up at 6. That way, if it's at 7, you're early. You know.
Oh God.
I don't know. So, but we need you here. We need you here Saturday. It'd be really cool.
So if that's the case, then just put it on your little notepad now, or tell Dobo that we want to talk to you on Tuesday. Can we talk to you on Tuesday morning instead of Wednesday next week, since that'll be the day of the game? And Wednesday, depending.
Well, you're the one who texted me like a minute before you're on air, and you book it. So yeah, I can do it on Tuesday.
Well, good.
Look at Trevor's face.
Yeah, I texted you the night before too.
You did, but then you didn't send the link. You send the link I'm like, it's like 8:00. I'm like, where's my linky? What if I had connection issues,
buddy? It's the same link every week.
Where's my linky? Come on.
Oh,
help him out. Help him out.
He's a mute, Clark.
This is how we know we're friends.
PG, what else you got on your chest?
Nothing. You know what? I do have a ton on my chest. Okay, hold on.
First.
Middle of the night, last night. Okay.
Oh, that's okay.
So I fell asleep watching ball. My laptop's still open, but I had Paramount on, and somehow Varsity Blues is on.
Yes.
And I love Varsity Blues on a myriad of levels, but the storylines are so bad, so bad. Okay, and like Ali Larder basically playing the exact same character she plays in Landman today, back then when she was a cheerleader. Like, could not be same mannerisms, save anything, right? Not a lot of depth to that character, but wait. So the quarterback gets hurt. He's in the hospital going through surgery, and his best friend, the backup, drives her home, and she hits on him on the drive home. Okay. Then when they go to the strip club, they go the night before a football game instead of the night after the football game. Like, that doesn't make any sense. There's no human beings, no quarterback who's going to Brown University be like, hey guys, let's go get lit and go to the strip club the night before a football game. Nobody does that. Nobody.
Did you say you were watching this last night?
Like 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, didn't you also say you were watching 6 basketball games last night? How long were you watching the TV?
We're done at like 5:36, and then it was just ball all night. And you get to the late night, that big Big Ten matchup, right? Which is late at night, which is weird. LA school's playing late at night. So yeah, it was. So I fell asleep with that on, and then I thought, and then Paramount's on, and I'm watching this Varsity Blues. I'm like, who wrote this script? This is terrible.
Classic though. It's a classic.
So that's the next business venture for Doug Gottlieb. Is you can just watch Doug comment on TV shows as he watches them.
I love that. You're probably too young. Mystery Science Theater 3000. Anybody seen that?
Yes.
Right? I mean, how much fun would that be to do? Just make comments about B movies. I make comments about A movies. Like, that one is the script is a tragic disaster. There's so many different parts to it that are bad.
You heard it here first.
What's your schedule tomorrow morning?
We have practice at 10.
Okay. So we're live at the Johnsonville Tailgate Vintage tomorrow morning from 6 to 9. Pop out. There's a bunch of radio stations there. We can continue to tell the Green Bay story.
Okay.
You can have a plain brat.
Oh, now we got to have one ready. Great. Plug in the air fryer, I guess.
Brat with no sauce.
Yeah, I love it. I like the actual taste of the brat.
Yeah, I just
I like the Wisconsin old fashioned. But as my friend who's a whiskey maker will tell you, he's like, you can make a Wisconsin old fashioned with any whiskey. So that's if you want to really taste the whiskey, then you have it on the rocks, or you have it neat. But same thing with the brat. I like the actual taste of the brat. I'm weird that way.
Okay.
You heard it here first. Maybe
I
you'll
need
hear
some
it
soft.
again tomorrow morning.
Trevor, I need soft buns though.
Okay, gotta go.
Drop.
Love you.
That's a
Drop. He's out. Doug Gottlieb, the head coach of UW, he literally just left. I need soft